let's look at how calculate exchange rate change. Now, here before we are going to calculate it, you need to understand the things. Now, you might be heard the terms, not might be, you definitely heard term rupee getting depreciate continuously. Then පාත්‍රයක් බැලුවත් නිවුස් බැලුවත් හැමෙලේ මොකද කියන්නේ රුපියල පා වෙනවා රුපියල බාල්දු වෙනවා රුපියලට වැලියු එකක් නැහැ. So in the international finance we call that as the currency depreciation or appreciation. Right? Unfortunately, we don't see rupee getting appreciate, but commonly, even in my birth time, we are seeking rupee getting depreciate. Right? So how we know rupee getting depreciate or rupee getting appreciate, something like that. Right? So we need to calculate the exchange rate changes. Right? So that is we call the calculation of appreciation and depreciation rate. Right? The depending on the current value of rupee relative to the dollar, the amount of rupee appreciation or depreciation we can compute. Right? So in here, you need to very clearly identify, you need to very precisely identify, right? What is the depreciation and appreciation in terms of currency, right? Here, what we call appreciation and depreciation always in terms of home currency, right? හැමලේම home currency එක මොකක්ද කියන එක මත තමයි මේ appreciation depreciation එක යන්නේ. නේද? ඒක පටලවන්න එපා. In the Sri Lankan aspect, rupee is a term home currency. Therefore, we always calling rupee getting appreciate or rupee getting depreciate. But we don't express it as dollar getting appreciate or dollar getting depreciate. But when the rupee getting depreciate, indicate that dollar getting appreciate. එක currency එකක අගේ අඩු වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ අනෙක් currency එකේ අගේ වැඩි වෙනවා කියන එක. That is a two sides in one coin. But we always expressing the appreciation or depreciation in terms of home currency. ඒක හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. home currency එක අනුව තමයි මේ appreciation depreciation කියන term එක භාවිතා වෙන එක තීරණය කරන්නේ. Okay? So how we are going to calculate? That is the most important thing. Okay? So calculation is the old value of our exchange rate or exchange value minus with the new value and divided it by new value. Right? So it's called as spot rate before minus spot rate today divided by spot rate today. That's the way we are calculating appreciation or depreciation rates. Right? So if we want to know it in terms of other way around, that means if you are going to calculate the appreciation and depreciation in terms of dollar, then we have to take other ways. Okay, we will check with the calculation in next slide, right? Then we can see how the calculation is going on. Right. Now look at this example. Right, we are taking some dollar and euro values in exchange rate. I think this example is expressed in your recommended textbook. If the dollar terms of dollar price in terms of euro exchange rate goes from per 1 euro equal dollar 0.93 to 1 euro equal 0.1 dollar equal dollar 1.09, find the change in dollar values of the rupee. Right? Now this express it as dollar to euro. Right? Here it says euro is said to have appreciated by the change in its dollar value, which is 1.09 minus 0.93 divided by 0.93. Okay. So it says the exchange rate goes from $0.93 per euro to $1.09 per euro. Right? එතකොට කලින් යුරෝ එකකට හම්බුණා $0.93. දැන් යුරෝ එකකට හම්බ වෙනවා $1.09. Okay, you are asking to find out, you need to express what would be happen to the euro, right? What would be happen to the euro, right? So euro is going to say, that means euro is going to have appreciated against US dollar. US dollar එකට සාපේක්ෂව euro එක appreciate වෙනවා. How we said so? Right? You can do the calculation. Right? Here, old value minus new value divided by new value. Right? So, old value is in here the case 0.93. Right? And old value in here, sorry, new value in here, it says 1.09. Right? And based on the formula, it has to be old value minus new value divided by new value. But in some other cases also, we are taking new value minus old value divided by old value. So both way around, we can do the things, right? In your textbook, it's taking the second formula. It's taking second formula. It says it take new value minus old value divided by old value, right? The things are not changing, right? The only thing, the way we are going to express, right? Now let's see. It asking about us. We are given two things, right? And asking to calculate whether the euro is going to be appreciate or depreciate, right? එතකොට මෙතන අපෙන් අහන්නේ යුරෝ එක appreciate වෙනවද ඩොලර් රේට සාපේක්ෂව? or euro එක depreciate වෙනවද ඩොලර් රේට සාපේක්ෂව? How can we say that? Right? Earlier we are receiving per euro $0.93. එතකොට අපිට ඊයේ හම්බ වෙනවා යුරෝ එකකට $0.93. And today we are receiving per euro $1.09. එතකොට අද අපිට හම්බ වෙනවා $1.09. Right? What happened to the euro? What happened to the euro? So then new value is 1.09 minus old value is 0.93. Okay, and divided by old value 0.93, it is equal 17.20. What is this 17.20? So 17.20 is, when compared to the yesterday, euro is going to be appreciated by 17.2% against US dollar. Excuse me. So you can see, right? ඊයට සාපේක්ෂව අද වෙන විට යුරෝ එක 17.2කින් 17.2ක ප්‍රතිශතයකින් appreciate වෙලා තියෙනවා, අගේ වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා ඩොලර් රේට සාපේක්ෂව. You always taking two currencies, right? අපිට තනියෙන් කියන්න බෑ රුපියල අප්‍රමාණය වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා. රුපියල අවප්‍රමාණය වෙන්නේ ඩොලර් රේට සාපේක්ෂව. Here euro is going to be appreciated against the US dollar. That's what the meaning. Okay, so here euro is going to be appreciated against dollar, right? So based on this formula, right, new value minus old value divided by old value. If you are taking this one also, old value minus new value divided by new value, right? Old value is 0.93 minus 1.09 divided by new value 1.09. What you can get? Definitely you are getting minus value, right? Because let's write it in here. Based on our first formula, old value is 0.93 minus new value is 1.09, and you have to divide this let's say the function, and you have to divide this by 1.09. So what is the value you might be getting? So you are getting the value as minus 0.16%. Okay, minus based on my calculation, right? You also check that one, minus 0.16%. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? So if you are getting minus value, the value of when we are calculating, that indicate that the one currency getting depreciated against other currency. So which currency getting depreciate? Which currency getting depreciate? So in this way, the dollar is getting depreciate. Why? Earlier per euro, we have to pay $0.93. Right? But now per euro, we have to pay $1.09. Now dollar value getting increased mean the exchange rate between dollar to euro. Exchange rate between dollar to euro getting decline. It's getting decline. Right? If you write this like this, right? Make a I couldn't get the symbol of euro here, therefore I just write E for that. Yesterday we are having $0.93 per euro, right? I'm taking euro as E, right? Because I couldn't take that symbol into this Zoom. Right. So today we are getting $1.09 per euro. Now what you would see here, right? When compared to the yesterday, today we have to pay more dollars in order to buy 1 euro. That means dollar getting depreciate. Dollar එක euro එකකට ගෙවන්න ඕන ඩොලර් ගේ වැඩි වෙලා. ඒක තමයි ලංකාවට උනේ. Yesterday we need to pay 334 rupees, but today we need to pay 350 rupees. So that is why we call rupee getting depreciated against dollar. Right? Here also dollar getting depreciated against euro. Now you can see exchange rate increase. You can see exchange rate increase. I'm sorry, earlier it says I'm declining. I beg your pardon for that. Here exchange rate getting increase. Right? Now let's take about in other way around. Now this is for a US term. This is for US aspect. This is for US aspect because this is a per unit currency and they are domestic currency. This is a US aspect direct quotation. Right? Direct quotation. Okay. And here we are taking euro aspect. That means European aspect. US aspect. Right? Then we take their direct quotation. We take their direct quotation. What we can see here then. Yesterday, what we can see. So now we are having euro value. How we are getting euro value? That means we need to take 1 divided by 0.93. Right? Then we are taking the value as euro. It's getting like this, no? 1 divided by 0.93 equal, it is 1.07 per dollar. Right? Now today, what we are taking We need to 1 divided by 1.09. So that indicate 1 divided by 1.09, that indicate euro 0.917 per dollar. Now you can see, right? So this is the European aspect, right? This is a European aspect. Now what you can see, yesterday we are receiving per dollar euro 1.07, right? But today we are getting per dollar euro euro 0.917. But we can see in terms of dollar, euro value, euro value getting declining. In terms of dollar, euro value getting declining. What does that indicate? In terms of dollar, euro getting appreciated. Dollar එකකට සාපේක්ෂව බලනකොට euro එක appreciate වී ඇත. Right? Now if you are calculating our same formula, what we can see, all value 1.07 minus new value 0.917, and we're going to divide it by 0.917. So definitely you will get positive value, right? Let's do the calculation. Okay, 1.07 minus 0.917 divided it by 0.917. You are getting the value as 0.176. Sorry, 167. Okay, so that's the thing. Now that's the thing. Now here what we are taking, I'm using that one, 0.93 minus 1.09 and divided it by 1.09. It is equal minus 0.16. Right? You will see the same values, but one getting minus, other one getting positive value. Right? What that mean? What that mean? Right? That's the thing you need to understand. Here what we mean is dollar value getting depreciated against euro by 17.7%. Right? Dollar value getting depreciate by 17.7%. Right? But in here, euro value getting appreciated against dollar by 16.7%. Now you will see, right? I'm using the different what we call our first formula. Based on the first formula, you can see dollar getting depreciate against euro, and here in the other way around, euro getting appreciate against dollar. Now this is the way we are going to calculate, right? But remember, when we are calculating it, you need to have a direct quotation, right? And you need to express the domestic currency value for a per unit of foreign currency value, right? This is right hand side value. It should be a per unit of foreign currency value. එතකොට කතා කරන රටේ domestic currency එක appreciate depreciate වෙනවද බලන්න. ඒ රටේ currency එකේ value එක foreign currency එකක unit එකක value එකත් එක්ක compare කරන්න හැම වෙලේම. Yesterday and today price. Then you get the calculation of appreciation or depreciation. Right? Now, what we are having in this example, මේ පොතේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ example එක තියෙන්නේ, they are not considering what is the home currency. Right? They are not considering what is the home currency. They just calculate. Right? But the meaning of the thing, but the meaning what we are receiving is we are getting that value. Right? So therefore, don't worry about whether we are using first formula or second formula, but the logic behind the explanation is, if you want to know the appreciation or depreciation of the domestic currency value, you first of all, you need to express your exchange rate with terms of direct quotation, Therefore, you need to express the domestic currency value for a per unit of foreign currency. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම quotation එක direct quotation කරගන්න, value එක domestic currency එකක value එක එන විදිහට හදාගත්ත domestic currency values foreign currency unit එකකට වෙන විදිහට හදාගන්න ඕනේ, like this. Right? Then you calculate. Now you can see the difference in this example. Okay? Right. So that's the way we need to calculate appreciation or depreciation. Right? Now we are moving to the last part of the explanation. Okay. Now we are moving to the last part of today's session 2. That is the expected appreciation and expected depreciation. Right? So this is some kind of additional explanation regarding foreign exchange rate, but we believe that you need to understand what will happen. Okay? Right? So expected appreciation mean, now assuming that the commercial banks going to believe that the particular currency is going to be, that means particular currency at present valued lower, right? And they expected that would be that could be going to be appreciated in future. Right? So they believe that now the currency is at a very low value, but they believe that it's going to be appreciate sooner. Right? මෙතන බලන්නේ anticipation එක. Right? Expected appreciation එක. දැනට currency එක තියෙන්නේ low value එකක. ඒ කියන්නේ domestic currency එකක දැනට තියෙන්නේ low වෙලා. ඒ කියන්නේ depreciate වෙලා. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ expect කරනවා it going to be appreciate sooner. Right? So then let's see how that expectation going to make the investment in foreign exchange market. So we will discuss that thing in a little bit in depth when we are talking about interest rate parity and things. But here what we're trying to do is we let you know to think how exchange rate changes are happening with the anticipation, right? With the expectation. Okay. Now look at this example. This is appear in your textbook also, right? You can refer this. Okay. Now bank A, there is a bank A expect to exchange New Zealand dollars to appreciate from its present level. Yani New Zealand dollar එකට සාපේක්ෂව appreciate වෙයි කියලා මෙයා බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා. Now how we know it is appreciation or depreciate? Now look at this. Right? Now today New Zealand dollar, today what we got the exchange rate as dollar, that's the dollar, $0.5 per New Zealand dollar. Now today that's the expectation, right? But after 30 days, the bank believes that, bank anticipate that, right? Bank anticipate that dollar is going to be 0.52. Sorry, the New Zealand value of the dollar price in terms of dollar going to be 0.52. Right? These are the expectation. Right? So what we can see here, right? Are New Zealand dollar going to appreciate or are New Zealand going to depreciate? Definitely New Zealand value going to be appreciate. Why? Earlier it has to get, if you're taking other way around, you will see what I'm telling. Right? If you take 1 over 0.5 and 1 over 0.52, you will get it. Now today, but we get it as a New Zealand dollar. Right? How many take we get? 0.1 over 5, 0.2, right? Okay. It is 1 over 5, it is 0. Sorry, it is 2, not 0.2. New Zealand $2 per dollar. Right? But after 30 days, what we get? That is 1 divided by 0.52, we get 1.92 New Zealand dollars. New Zealand dollars per dollar. That's the same thing, right? That's the same thing. I'm taking it another way around, right? Now this is a direct quotation for New Zealand, right? Direct quotation for New Zealand aspect. Okay, that is a direct quotation for New Zealand aspect, right? This is the direct quotation for US aspect. For USA, sorry, this is direct quotation for USA. Why? This is a foreign currency unit. Now, New Zealand, this is a foreign currency unit. Now, if you look at the New Zealand perspective, because the bank is belong to New Zealand, right? So, their aspect, New Zealand value going to increase. So, New Zealand value in terms of dollar going to increase. That's why the exchange rate going to reduce. So, that means New Zealand dollar going to appreciate, dollar appreciate against, sorry, against US dollar after 30 days. That is the anticipation. Make that balaporottu. Right? Bank expect the exchange rate of New Zealand dollar to appreciate from its present level from $50 to $52 in 30 days. Now you can see how it getting appreciate in here, right? The method paying appreciate in right? Now let's see what is this anticipation mean. What is this anticipation? The bank is able to borrow $20 million, $20 million in short term based on other bank. Can the bank quote $1 million visa in nayak vidhiyata ganna. So then you will get the lending rates and borrowing rate like this. Right? You will get the rates like this. Okay. Now let's look at, because of this anticipation, what will happen? Anticipation of the exchange rate changes, what banks can do with that change. Right? Let's look at very quickly, because we will discuss this thing in more detail in our future sessions. Right? So you can read it. So now bank borrow $20 million. Bank ko ganno $1 million visak. They converted it into New Zealand dollar. You can use the calculation and see. Now they are having 40 million New Zealand dollar. Then the bank will lend that New Zealand dollar at the rate of 6.48 per annum. That is per month. It can be around 0.56. Right? Annual rate right? This is the per annum rate. Then you can calculate the per month rate, and then you can calculate how much the bank can earn from its lending of US $1,040,000. Right? So at the end of the 1 month, right? At the end of the 1 month, then the New Zealand, that bank has to set off that loan because $1 million. So then you can calculate the borrowing lending rate, sorry, borrowing interest rate. So in total, at the end of the month, they had to pay $1,020,000 and 20.12. Right? Then after the lending period over, the bank also received that this much of amount. If we converted it into the dollar, right? So if we converted it into dollar, right, as he anticipated, like dollar getting appreciate, right? New Zealand dollar appreciate anticipate karapu vidhiyathama tiyenawa nan So now the bank need to have this much of New Zealand dollar to set off, right? Now bank after the 1 month, now bank required this much of New Zealand dollar to set off this 20 million loan with interest. Or interest down. This is the total amount in dollar they have to pay at the 1 month. Loan now, as they anticipated that New Zealand dollar getting appreciated, now they have to pay less amount of New Zealand dollar, right? Then you can calculate the total profit that bank will receive as a result of New Zealand dollar getting appreciated. Right? බලන්න බැංකුව ඇන්ටිසිපේට් කරපු විදිහටම New Zealand dollar එක appreciate වුණා නම් එයාට හම්බ වෙනවා profit එක New Zealand dollar equal 1.5 million or US dollar equal 7,90200. Now you can see how traders are dealing with exchange rate changes anticipation. Right? You can see how people can trade with foreign currency with the expectation of exchange rate changes occurring in future. So this is happening, right? This is a million trillion businesses. Right now you can see how far they are getting profit with 1 month, with the 30 days. Okay, now in the next example also I'm taking the anticipation of depreciation. What will happen when the currency getting depreciate in future, right? So please read this example also, right? So this is give you to think how people can expect the exchange market work, exchange market change, right? So what we discussed today is how exchange rates are going to be determined, how exchange are going to be changed according to the different factors. Exchange rates. So based on the inflation, based on the interest rate, based on the government action, based on the economic growth, this exchange rate change, right? As a result of this exchange rate, people going to expect that can be happen in next week, next month, next 3 months, likewise, right? Because of that anticipation, they can earn profit as well as they may occur loss, right? When the anticipation is not going to be real, right? So this is the way foreign exchange rates can play within the foreign exchange market. So you will see with this example, right? Please do the calculation by yourself and see what is happening as a result of exchange rate changes as we expected. Okay, so what we discussed today so far, if I summarize, we identified the exchange rate, what is the exchange rate, and what are the form of exchange rate quotation, like direct, indirect, ask price, bid price, as well as the cross exchange rate. And we identify how country determine exchange rate. Then we know that based on the demand and supply, exchange rate going to be determined. When the demand and supply of foreign currency getting equilibrate, the equilibrium exchange rate going to be set. When there is a changes in exchange foreign currency demand and foreign currency supply as a result of inflation, income level, and economic growth and other reasons, the foreign currency demand and supply going to be changed. As a result of demand and supply change, foreign domestic currency going to be appreciated or depreciated. And please remember that when you are going to calculate appreciation or depreciate, remember to take the direct quotation with respect to the home currency. Okay, so the real exchange rate also we need to consider, because real exchange rate we calculate with respect to the inflation, right? We will discuss so more detail when we are dealing with interest rate parity in your future sessions, right? So you can look at the the impact of inflation into the foreign exchange rate, and you can identify based on the inflation rates what will happen to the currency as a weak and strong currency. Please refer exhibit 2.11 in your recommended textbook and identify what will happen when the currency getting weak and when the currency getting strong, right? That is your exercise. Okay, so we are having second classroom test. That is, you need to address this one. Sri Lankan rupee depreciate again US dollar on consistent basis. So how can persistently Sri Lankan rupee be stabilized? So you need to answer that point. Refer additional sources, refer this book and search online what other countries who are having depreciating their foreign currency, what are their actions against to it, and write your answer. When you are writing the answer, please remember to write professionally, right? Professional writing I'm expecting. Now you know what I'm meaning of professional writing. And submit your answer on or before 30th May 2020. LMS link is also active right now. Okay, then, so that is the end of session number 2. Now, this is something you to think, right? This is some kind of famous quote taken from Abdul Kalam, former president in India, right? Umbrella cannot stop the train, but it can make us stand in rain. So confidence may not bring success, but it gives us power to face any challenge in life. Therefore, remember, having confidence may not give everything, may not be success every time. ආත්ම විශ්වාසය හැම වෙලේම අපිට සාර්ථකත්වය ළඟා කරන්නේ නැහැ. But it gives us more strength, more power, more courage to face any challenge in our life that could be happen. Okay, so think about this life lesson and don't stop or don't overvalue your confidence in your life. So that's it with the session number 2. We will see in the session number 3 in next week. But don't forget to do the classroom test, as well as don't forget to refer exhibit 2.11. So everyone, thank you very much for joining with us and wish you all have a pleasant day ahead.